my experience, it has been the case in areas where brands try to do something good and it backfires. And there is only one way to deal with it, is to test it with real people. If you want to understand people's perceptions, you need to go to people. And I'm sure brands do that, but probably they need to do it better, and they need to do it in the environments that they're aiming to target. Meaning, if it is for the online environment, they need to test it with people who are aware of the online environment. We have a problem now with the online environment because the parents who are called to judge, if you like, and to protect their children when it comes to the online environment, they're much less aware and knowledgeable of the online environment than their own children. So you need to find a way to test this perception so that you address this gap of knowledge. I'm just giving one example now. The other issue is to be very critical of your own actions as a brand. Meaning sometimes sacrifice the outreach that may bring you a better turnover, but say, well, if that is going to be perceived negatively, I'm sure brands have the power to understand that, then maybe that's not the way to go. We have this experience with the area of sports. When brands go to sports, a lot of people sometimes criticize the reason why they enter sports, especially for certain types of goods and certain types of brands. And I think there it is time that brands use their marketing strategies to be a bit more self-critical and say maybe some areas are areas where we should not be present. Brands are everywhere anyway. They're part of people's lives. They don't need to be placed everywhere by the brands themselves. I don't see the necessity in having brands in all games, in art. Visibly. I think that brands can do great benefit. I'll give you an example. When it comes to our fight against obesity, it is fantastic that we have programs like EPOD that brings together a public-private partnership where there is private funding, and brands that are sometimes criticized for being part of the problem have sponsored programs to address the problem and to find solutions to the problem. And it is not something that is so visible, that is sold, but it is a benefit that they bring, and those who know appreciate it. So that is a very good way of being there. Now, if you put your name in every possible game that reaches a 12-year-old or a 10-year-old, that would not necessarily be perceived in a positive way. And even though it may bring you what you expect, it will not bring the positive, the purpose. It will not serve the purpose that we were talking about earlier. So I think that one of the ways to deal with this is to try and be also critical as to where you find the brand, and to start reducing the places where brands are so present and they generate this negative perception and sometimes the criticism.